Well, I'm getting a lot better. But I'm still not, where I want to be. But I'm happy with my progress, and I'm going to continue to do what I can to get healthy.
Dwight, in the last 2 games, 8 full quarters, this team has played 7 great defensive quarters. What's clicking?
We're just talking, that's the biggest thing, and everybody is, getting to understand the rotations on defense and where, guys need to be.
The guards have complimented you all season long by talking. What are you seeing the difference on the perimeter with your guards?
Well, they're doing a good job of getting into people, forcing them to the paint and making tough shots. Early in the season, guys was able to come off it, hit the jump shot and then get to the basket, and, now it's a little bit tougher.
What are you able to do now, Dwight, that you couldn't do 2 or 3 weeks ago from a physical standpoint?
Well, I'm just in, better shape, so I can have more than 1 attempt for rebounds. Just the little things that, I've been good at for the most of my, for my career. And it's kind of coming back.
And how draining is it on you and your teammates right now, knowing how late it is in the season and what is at stake?
It's not draining, I think this is a good time for our team, to really come together, trust each other, and keep moving forward.
You mentioned coming together, and the season is coming to an end with 7 games left. Are you experiencing playoff intensity out there right now, in particular the last 2 games?
It's been some fun games. I don't think the Hacker Howard is intense. So,
I mean, on your part, though, you're not going to be able to control that. But as the Lakers,
we're playing harder. We're playing harder, but we should play this way. And everybody's, starting to feel a lot better. Conditioning is key. So that area is getting better.
When you think of Memphis, what comes to your mind offensively and defensively?
Well, they're a pretty good team. They got Zach Randolph, who's the load. Mark, who's basically just like his brother. He's a great passer. Then they got Tony Allen on defense, who's just all over the place. So it's going to be a tough game for us, but I believe that if we play the way we've been playing the last 2 games as far as our effort and our intensity on both ends, we should win.
Dwight, it seems like you and Powell have kind of played with more chemistry the last week or 2. Ever since he's come back, do you see a difference?
Well, I think when we first got here, we kind of developed, a chemistry, and then, he got hurt. We weren't playing, at the same time. But I think we've always had, some type of chemistry on the floor where we look for each other, we make each other better. We feed off each other. I think that's the biggest thing. And, me and Powell, are active, and it just makes it tough for teams on both ends.
How do you guard Marc Gasol, Dwight?
How do you guard him? You just stand in front of him and put your hands down.
That would be a non-playoff intensity. With playoff intensity, how are you going to guard him?
The same way. Stand in front of him, get in defensive position, and make him shoot over the top. It's no different than anybody else.
But the team is in a position you were in a few weeks ago, and that is you control your own destiny right now as far as the playoffs are concerned.
We just go. We can't put all that stuff in our heads, when we're playing. It just builds up the pressure, and we don't need that as a team. We need to go out there and just play. And when you think so much, that's when mistakes tend to happen. You miss shots, and you don't play as well. But you just go out there and get out of your head. Just play basketball, and you'll be fine.
Is that kind of an attitude in the locker room that you guys can't worry about you can't worry about anything?
We can't worry about anybody else, because we can't control what they do. We can control what we do, and we focus so much on everybody else, and it's not going to do us any good.
You talked about the pressure and not putting it on, but the guys on this team, shouldn't you guys be almost immune to pressure?
I mean, we're human beings, so it doesn't matter how many years we got in the league or, how many rings certain guys have. It's common nature. When you think too much on the floor, you tend to mess up, and you can't put too much pressure on yourself. You just got to go out there and play. and give everything you got. I'm sorry. I think you just got to go out there and play as hard as you can.
Dwight, last time you guys played Memphis, you went 8 games under 500, was the lowest point of the season. And tomorrow, with a win, you guys will be 4 games over. Does it feel like a different team since then?
I think it is. I think it is a different team. Our defense is a lot better. Our communication is a lot better. We're a lot healthier than we were, and we're playing at home. So we're gonna have the crowd, behind us, and hopefully we have another good game.
But I know you don't watch TV, but have you seen it online at all? The bullying by the Rutgers head coach with all the guys.
You know what?
The bullying that was going on with the Rutgers coach. Did you see him kind of hitting his players and things like that? It's kind of all over online today, all over the media. You can see it. It's basically just a head coach, bullying his kids, but you haven't seen it, so.
I'm sorry.
You gotta catch up on that. So, when you play a team like the Grizzlies, they hold teams down to about 90 or 89 points a game. How do you approach that differently when it's a team that's really aggressive on the perimeter and really aggressive defensively?
I think the biggest thing is you got to slow down. Teams like that want you to speed up and play their pace. You slow the game down and make them work. Every possession. They'll break. But if you just play up to their level and you're rushing shots, you're rushing moves, that's what they want you to do so they can get turnovers and get out and go. But I feel that we play the way we've been playing the last couple games. We'll be fine. We'll slow the game down, get into our pick and roll sets, pound the ball inside. We'll be fine.
Last question, guys.
Dwight, last game you and Earl had some really good defensive chemistry. Can you talk about what it feels like to just play out there with Earl when you guys are both just blocking shots left and right?
It's all about protecting the basket, trusting each other. And everybody has to step up, play defense. It can't just be on one guy. And, it's good to have, a guy like Earl who's going to come out there and just play as hard as he can, block shots, rebound, on the offensive end. When he gets the ball, he scores. So I think that's the best thing for our team is when we have a guy stepping up off the bench, they coming in and they're playing with the same intensity as the guys, who's starting the game.
But defensively, are you more familiar playing alongside Earl? Does that play in any factor in any way?
I mean, it doesn't matter. As long as we're out there playing together, playing hard and communicating, whoever's on the floor, we'll be fine.